Hello guys! So as you know, we've had Cassius for quite a while now and we've done lots of work to it, so it's a pretty good boat in a really good condition.
Cruising around in Thailand and Malaysia, just coastal cruising is one thing where you've got, max 15 knots, sometimes blowing at 20. But when we decided to make this crossing over the Indian Ocean, there's a new stage we've got to go through to set up our boat to do the crossing.
Now we really want to make sure that the boat is safe, it sails well, that there is nothing that's broken down or can potentially break down, to make sure that the crew is all safe and happy.
Now, prevention is better than the cure, so it's better off just going through it, just checking every single piece of the boat.
So we started preparation from doing a full haul out in PSS shipyard in Thailand. We put Cassius on the hard stand because there was a few chips in the hulls, in the fiberglass that we wanted to address.
And the keel as well.
And the keels. And we also wanted to apply a fresh coat of anti-fouling paint.
Okay, so we're at the PSS shipyard in Satun, and one of the biggest reasons we come here for is because one of the rudders has been making a knocking sound on anchor. So I've decided to jump on one of the on the blogs there, especially for leopard catamaran owners, and I've put a blast out to gather some information. And some of the guys have all come back and said, look, it could be either a bearing, which is a common issue with the leopards, or it could be that the spine and the shaft inside the rudder has actually come loose in the fiberglass and it's just got a slight movement. It's enough just to make it that knock sound. So we've done the haul out. We've pulled the rudders off, and I've replaced the bearings, and I'll show you what the bearings are. So these are the bearings I got from France, about 54 euros a pop. This one come out quite easily, so you've got to get into the little slot here. You pull it around to where it can go through here, and you get some rope and then you just yank it out. That worked fine with that one. It did not work so fine on the problematic rudder. So we've had to actually cut out the old bearing. Finally got it out and finally got the new one back in again, so that's fine. Well, the old bearing that we have here at the moment is actually in fairly good condition. You can see it has a few little scratch marks across here, which is okay, but inside is quite smooth as well. So there was nothing really wrong with the bearing as such. So it sort of led me to believe that could be the second option, that the actual shafts and the spines within inside the rudder have actually come loose and started moving around. We got it on the bench, and what we did was we just got an angle grinder, we cut around the contour of the actual rudder, then just got a wedge and sort of slammed into it there and just popped it open. So we got it popped open, and we noticed that you've got 3 spines as opposed to 4. And when we turned the shaft around, it had a slight turn to it. So the actual spines were actually moving up and down, very slightly. We've taken the whole shaft out, and you will see that the rods are not actually fixed, they're actually just loose. So we've fixed these points, we've added a new shaft, or an extension to it, and another spine. We've put some epoxy in there, and we're going to keep filling it with epoxy until I'm satisfied, and then we'll end up just putting the shell back on it again. Now, because we've taken off that one rudder, I've decided to change both bearings and have a look at the other rudder that was made by the shipyard about 8 months ago. Now, we've taken this off here, and immediately we felt the contours of this rudder is not what it should be. So it should be like an aeroplane wing, where it should have a nice contour, goes from a thick to a thin, like for aerodynamics. This one is like so undulated, it's like the rolling hills in Scotland. So you can see here the penetration from where one of the spines is coming through, and look how soft that is. So that now has water inside here as well. So I'm not going to have water inside this fiberglass, it has to be all redone. Time a kangaroo down.
This is our rudder. And this is the foam that was inside it.
also, like I said, part of the running gear is the engines, and worst thing we could encounter is as sails rip apart or we demast for some god own reason. We have the engines completely serviced and ready to rock and roll in case we do need them.
So next task on our to-do list is changing the oil in the engine and in the sail drive.
That's it. Yeah.
And Richard is going to help me with that because I'm hopeless.
Oh, mind you, Jenya's pretty good at it. Jenya does all the oil filters and the fuel filters, also does the impellers, so you're pretty good at doing that. It's awesome.
So we've got this fancy schmancy thing that we've borrowed from our good friend Tom Yam, which we're going to use to pump out the old oil from the engines, and then we'll replace it with some new oil.
Okay.
I get to be the grease monkey today. I don't know why. So what am I doing? I'm finding the dipstick.
Right.
Yeah, dipstick is where it says oil. Here.
No, that's not a dipstick.
No quite.
I'll give you a hint. I'm looking at it.
This one.
That's your dipstick.
And put that into the dipstick hole.
You reckon all to the bottom?
I think so.
All the way to the bottom. Make sure it's pushed in.
It's not going anywhere further.
Okay.
Start bumping.
So we've drained the old oil from the engine and the sail drive. Now it's time to put some new oil in. We're putting this oil in. And for the engine, we're using this one. And when we change oil, of course, we change the oil filter.
Every time we change the oil, right?
Every time we change the oil. So we're gonna pop the new oil filter in as well. There you go, we've done the oil change on our diesel engine. Woo. Today we are replacing lazy jacks. There's a couple of ropes, and what they do is they actually help us to lower the sail so it drops right inside the sailbag and not outside of it. So one of the lazy jacks snapped, and Richard is about to hoist me up the mast so I can get rid of the old snap line and replace it with the new line. And we've got ourselves brand new lazy jacks. Check it out. Luckily we had some very nice friends helping us, and Kyle was one of them, doing an amazing job at painting the boat.
Paul
Thanks,
Greggles.
Kyle.
Thanks, Greggles.
How's it?
How's it going, people? It's going on the YouTube. Richard, a man's got to work with his hands. And that's it.
We have also discovered that our dinghy has a hole in it.
Glue goes on one side, the whole lot just goes. So it just kept leaking air. So we decided to go and try and source out another dinghy. Same model, same brand, the whole thing, but it's probably a newer one.
This is our new dinghy.
A new Wilson. Look at this.
It's not really new, it's second-hand from your charter.
It's nearly the same as our old one.
We're a sailing boat, so rigging and sails is paramount.
The guys said, hey, go see a way over in Pancor. He's a good bloke. He knows what he's on about. He does a lot of racing. So he's jumped on the boat to have a little look. And he comes away, home and away.
So we can't repair this.
You can repair, but I don't have warranty for you. I don't know how many miles can go.
We're going to South
Because-
Africa shortly.
No, I don't recommend.
No?
We'll be tear.
Really?
Yes, 100%. Because this one laugh rope is take many lot on the mainsail on the catamaran.
Sure.
That's why you see, you will start tearing on the laugh thing,
Yeah, sure.
and then your fabric nearly gone. So I not recommend you repair this mainsail. Just waste the time. All the way, see? You just hand push.
Yeah.
If the wind push, hell.
Yeah.
I can repair, but don't know how many nautical miles you can go. 100, 200. You need to go
We got
to
3,000.
South Africa. Yeah, 3,000, no reckon. Can reach 5 meter, 4.6. Yeah, 4.6 and 5 meter. That's it. 4.6.
All right, so what we're doing right now is
Yep.
we've decided to have OA to actually come and have a look at our sails, maybe do some repair work. And he just looked at Australia and said, no, need a new sail. It's quite frayed and quite fragile down at the mast. So we just want to have a quick measure up now to see what the bloody story is. Not happy because we don't have enough money for it. So we're just going to get a quote and see whether we can afford it or not, or see what we can do. Maybe we can just get a repair. I don't know. Don't know. So we just want a quick measure now. I don't know what to do. Because what we've decided now is we're going to now replace the main sail. Away from Bangor over here is going to do it for us. But the condition is that we are going to have him repair the old sail so that we can keep it as a spare. You never know what can happen out in the open ocean.
When we took our headsail down to get some repairs done on it, it was jammed up through the foil, which is this aluminium tube that goes around the stay. So what happened is the foil, which consists of individual pieces, a couple of the screws popped out and the foil twisted. So the halyard got stuck and jammed on the foil. So what we had to do now is to go all the way up the stay and make sure that all the screws are in place and tighten them. And I found a couple of missing ones which I had to replace. So now it all looks good, so we are ready to hoist our freshly repaired headsail up again.
Whoa!
Oh. Very important for us because there's not many pleasures on passage, so food is definitely one of the few that are left.
Yeah.
And we do like to make sure that we have a variety of food. Potatoes, Roman.
Might hit to squeeze the right run. Right, put on top. For our kimchi, Roman.
Oh,
That's very
awesome,
kimchi.
awesome.
Yeah, we could just eat tuna.
Yeah.
Tuna rice, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah?
And for dessert, you get a banana.
Yeah.
Let's get some cookies.
Traffic in Jakarta. So we're sorted for the next week. Alright. 1 week of food. It's only 1 week. This is by the time you get to the bottom of Sumatra Straits, isn't it? You ready? That's another
Okay.
We can leave now. I've got Indonesian sticker.
Cool. Kacu.
Oh, shopping. Touchdown. Stop.
Now, alcohol is also a part of the provisioning. Of course, we had to visit the bottle shop. We're in Langkawi. It's so cheap.
It's duty free. Yeah. It's extremely hard trying to load these beers up on the boat when the boat is pushing away from the dock.
So I think that's it for us now. Cassius is in a pretty good ship shape. Do you think we're ready to?
Yeah, I think we're ready to rock and roll.
I think we're ready to sail.
All right. So let's cross the Indian Ocean.
Let's go sailing.
Oh.